Hi, I'm Christopher, and I'm here to introduce you to a revolutionary new adhesive called Plast. Plast is a multi-purpose repair plastic that can be used at home, at work, or just about anywhere in a wide variety of applications. Plast comes in two parts, a powder and a liquid. When you combine the two parts, you apply it to form a hard, durable, waterproof plastic. With adding paint for color and the ability to tool Plast near the end of its cure, it gives Plast an even wider range of uses. Plast is unique. Because of its curing process, it allows people to use it in a variety of ways. Some people use it to make molds when it is thin. As it thickens, it can be used as a glue. Near the end of its cure, you can actually scoop it out of the cup and form it with your hands into custom parts. We're going to demonstrate each of these stages for you now. We'll start with the powder. Add as much as you think you'll need for your job. Then add the liquid component. The amount isn't critical as long as you saturate the powder. As you can see, Plast at this stage is very thin and works great as a casting material. You can make a mold for casting out of latex or silly putty. To duplicate a plastic part, first make a mold out of latex or silly putty. Then mix enough Plast to fill the mold. You may want to add a bit of paint to match the color of the original part. As soon as the Plast is mixed, pour the appropriate amount into the mold and wait for it to dry. Plast cures in about 10 minutes. When it dries, remove the part from the mold and rinse off any leftover residue from the mold. Utilizing Plast's casting characteristics yields limitless applications. After the leftover Plast has dried, it can be easily removed from the cup. The cup is flexible, can be reused for future tasks. This way, you can use Plast to make intricate pieces using latex, fix broken tabs, and even make tools. For example, you can cast a cap into a brass filling to make a capper. This Plast has been polished after the curing process for a highly polished gloss look. Plast can also be used for casting and anchoring. Now I'm going to show you how using this rock. After I've mixed up a batch, I'm going to pour the appropriate amount of Plast into a hole we've drilled into the rock. Remember, Plast does have a strong odor, so you want to use it in a well-ventilated area. Now that that's done, we're going to insert this bolt into the Plast. Now I'm spraying WD-40 on the bolt so that it doesn't stick to the Plast when it's cured. You can add tape to the top of it so the bolt doesn't move around while the Plast is drying. When we come back to that, we're going to take the screw out and you'll see how the Plast threads are super strong. While we're waiting for that to dry, I want to show you that Plast can be used as a glue. To show you how easy to use and how strong Plast is, we're going to glue this quarter to this piece of pipe. Now this quarter has already been cast in a small amount of Plast for our demonstration purposes. So first we're going to mix a small batch of Plast by combining the powder and the liquid like we did before. After we mix it, we're going to wait just a few moments for the Plast to get a bit sticky, not liquidy like we did for casting parts. And notice how it's thickening, and actually it's doing that in a pretty fast process. So once it gets a bit sticky, we simply apply the right amount to the base and stick the quarter on like so. Don't worry if you get a bit of Plast on your hands, it'll eventually dry and crumble off. Now these two parts are bonding together in two different ways. They're bonding chemically and mechanically. Mechanically speaking, the Plast is reaching into the nooks and crannies and grabbing hold of the two parts. Chemically, it's linking together open molecular chains on the surface of each object. That should be dry by now. That's stuck on there really tight. Now just to show you how strong the bond really is, we're going to see if we can bend this quarter. It's amazing how strong it is. See how well it holds up? And just about anything you glue together with Plast-8 is going to hold together that well. It's really strong stuff. This should be dry by now. And to make it easier to unscrew, we're going to hand form a custom-made part to help us out. After we've mixed a batch, let's wait until the Plast-8 is sticky enough. Then remove it from the cup. When the Plast-8 is in this stage, we can actually mold it with our hands to make the kind of part we want. Like I said before, don't worry about getting it on your hands. It will just crumble off when it dries. So we're going to take it at this stage, put it on top of the bolt, and actually form it into a handle. Now that we have it in the correct shape that we want, we're just going to attach it to the top of the screw, like so. When that dries, we'll see how strong it actually is. Plast-8 has so many uses. You can repair cracks and broken cement. If you have a screw where the threads are worn out, you can fill in the hole with Plast-8, and the screw will work as good as new. Perfect for door hinges and so forth. It's the perfect bond for fixing broken toys and other plastic parts. Just mix the powder and the liquid together, and that's all there is to it. We want you to know Plast-8 does not stick to every surface. To do a simple test, all you have to do is take a little bit of the liquid, put it on your finger, and touch it to an inconspicuous area of the surface. If it gets tacky, then it will definitely work on that surface. And now we're ready to see how our custom-made part turned out. See? This makes unscrewing the bolt a whole lot easier. Let's screw it back in. Now I can even lift up the rock simply by holding on to the plastic part that we made. See? This is really strong stuff. This recently patented product is available at this store.